Hi guys, and welcome back to our tutorial series. In today's tutorial, I'm going to be showing you guys how to implement the 3D gas mask into your game. It's a simple procedure and it won't take too long. The first thing you need to do is, when you import your mask, you need to add an empty game object, call that mask holder, and position that at the center of the gas mask. Now this is going to act as the pivot point. Now without this, if I rotate the mask on its X rotation, it's going to rotate like this. We don't want that. We want the mask to rotate up and down, and that's what the pivot point is going to do. So now if I rotate this is what happens. Okay, so let's get started. Actually, before we do, let me just mention one thing. When you make a gas mask, do not make the front part for the first person view, because you're never going to see that. The only thing you should make is the inside, because that's the part you'll be seeing. If you're making a third person view of this, just make a low poly gas mask and add it to the face. That should work just fine. And also on mask holder, add a audio source and check loop. Right, let's start scripting. So you want to click on your actual imported object. So mine is called mask. I'm going to add a component, a new script. It's going to be a type JavaScript, and I'm going to call this gas mask 3D. Okay, double click and open in Untitled. Okay, so Untitled open. I'm going to zoom into the code for you guys. That's the max I can go apparently. Okay, so first of all, let's start declaring the variables we need. So the first one we need is var gas mask. Let me start them in lowercase. Gas mask on. It's going to be a type boolean. It's going to be equals to true. Okay. Var, let me just leave a space in between. Var current mask value. It's going to be a type int, and by default I'm going to set this as 0. The next one's going to be var weight. Weight. Oh, think of a good name. Hold on a second. Wait for key. Wait for key. And it's going to be a float, and it's going to be equal to 0. The next one's going to be var weight cooler, and it's going to be a float as well, and value set to 5. So we have to wait, sorry, not 5, 0.5. We have to wait 0.5 seconds before we can press our key to enable and disable our gas mask. Well, not enable and disable, but bring up and down. Okay. The next one I need is var gas mask sound. This is the sound it's going to play when the mask comes on, and it's going to be type audio source. Sorry, audio clip, I believe, yeah. Okay, and the next one we need is a quaternion. This one's going to be var org, short for original, and type quaternion. Now I need this to cache in the mask holder's values, so the mask knows where to go for the reset position. The next one I need is var mask holder reference, and it's going to be a type game object. The next one is var can close true. It's going to be a type boolean. I'm going to set it default as false. Stop doing that, more develop. save your script. Okay, and the last two variables we need are sorry about that, my throat's going away. Var smooth time, it's gonna be a float. Damn. Var tilt angle, and this is going to be a type float as well. I'm going to set both of these values in the inspector, so don't set them through the script, so that's okay. We need our start function. We first of all need to tell can true to be true, so can close true equals true, and the next thing I need to do is cache in the local rotations for the original quaternion that we defined above, so it knows what the original positions are going to be. So in order to do that, we're going to say org equals mask holder reference dot transform dot local rotation closing semicolon. Go into Unity, just make sure there's no errors. So far so good. Right, so as you can see at the moment everything's there, this is good. Just drag mask holder into mask holder reference. Now when you start the game, original should automatically get all its local rotations. So let's test that out. Okay, it's done that, super. Right, next let's go into the update function. Okay, let me just make some spaces. Okay, so the first thing I want to say is if open bracket, close bracket, open curly brace, closing curly brace, and I'm going to say wait 4 seconds. Oh, I don't call that, sorry, I call it wait for key. It's going to be greater than 0, then wait for key minus equals time dot delta time. Just minus it back down till it equals to 0. Now the next one is, you guessed it, if wait for key is less than 0, then return it as a 0. Okay, like so. Next we're going to say if open bracket, close bracket, open curly brace, closing curly brace, and I'm going to say can close true equals false. I'm going to copy this if statement, I'm going to paste one underneath here, I'm going to put this one to true. Okay, let's not worry about these right now because these are to do with the mask rotations. First of all, let's get the input working. So now we're going to say if open bracket, close bracket, open curly brace, closing curly brace. I'm going to say wait for key equals 0. Then I want to do something. Then I'm going to say if our key is currently 0, I want to be able to press the M key to bring the mask down. You can have whatever key you like. I'm just going to use M. Input dot get key open bracket key code dot M closing bracket, and I want a certain condition to be true. I'm going to say if we press M and current mask value is equals to 0 and gas mask on is equals to true. If all of these conditions are met, I want the gas mask to come down. And let's add a couple of things inside of this. First thing I'm going to say is if those conditions are true, I want to set current mask value to 1. I'll explain why later on. So current mask value equals 1. Then I'm going to say gas mask on equals false. Then I'm going to say can close true equals false. Then I'm going to say play the audio. So I'm going to say mask holder reference dot audio dot clip equals the clip we defined above, which was called gas mask sound, like so. And then I'm going to play the clip. Then I'm going to say mask holder reference dot audio dot play. Now don't use play one shot, it only plays at one shot and stops it. Just use play. And then we're going to set the timer to go up, so it increases, so we can't keep rapidly pressing the key. So wait for key equals wait for, sorry, wait cooler. Keep forgetting my own robot names. Right, that's the first if statement done. We need to make one more, which is pretty much the same thing but does the opposite. So let me quickly explain this. If we press this, if all of these conditions are true and we press it, I want current mask value to be 1, because if it is, the system will then know it has to lift the mask back up. If both of these are false, it really does know that it has to put the mask back into its original position. And if this goes back to 0 and this back to true and this back to true, the gas mask will come down again. That's the whole point of setting those within the if statement. So I'm going to say if open bracket, close bracket, open curly brace, closing curly brace, wait for key is equals to 0. If open bracket, let me indent that in. Okay. Input. I don't need to explain this, it's the exact same thing, but just gonna be changing something. So input dot get key okay, it should look like this. Can close true equals 1 and gas mask on equals false. Okay, now let's set the stuff we need inside this. All I'm going to do is I'm going to copy all of these things, paste them in here, and I'm going to set this back to 0 so we can bring our mask back down, and I'm going to put both of these to true. Okay, we don't need this. Once the mask goes up, I want the audio to stop playing, so I'm going to say mask holder reference dot audio dot clip equals null. This sets it as blank. Save. And that's that. Now let's go set the rotations. So we want to bring the mask down when can close is false, so I'm going to say var mask angle is going to be equals to a quaternion. Oops, and I spelled that wrong. Dot Euler open bracket. We're gonna only rotate this on its x, not its y and z. So tilt angle and 0, then 0. Then close that, and then let's rotate the object. I'm gonna say mask holder reference dot transform dot local rotation equals quaternion dot slurp open bracket mask holder dot reference, mask holder reference dot transform dot local rotation, comma, the variable we just made up here called mask angle, then how smooth we want it to be. Smooth times time dot delta time. There we go. And for this one, we're just going to tell the rotation to go back to its original position. So mask holder reference dot transform dot local rotation equals a quaternion dot slurp open bracket mask holder reference dot transform dot local rotation, and instead of putting mask angle over here, all we're going to say is ORG, original, and then smooth time times time dot delta time, and we are done. It's as simple as that. Alright, now just making sure there's no errors. Nope, no errors so far. It's always a good thing. Okay, first of all, let's define how smooth we want it to be. I have already tested this before, so mine is 3.5 and the angle is going to be 360. I need to add the audio clip. I called it gas mask sound, I believe. Yeah, gas mask sound. And now the moment of truth. So the game is running. The gas mask is currently up. Both variables are true, which is correct. If I press M, let's see what happens. Super. The gas mask comes down. And he's breathing a bit too fast. And if I press M now, nothing happened. Looks like we're missing something. Really? Where's our mouse going? Okay, let's stop that. Let's go back into our script. Okay, let's find out what the problem is. Input.getKey keycode.m and mask value is equals to 0. That's all fine. Input.get. Oh, I see what the problem is. I've put the wrong thing over here. Current mask value. Now save, go back into Unity, and it should give no problem whatsoever. Run the game. Okay, the mask is up. Both booleans are true. Okay, first time it works. Up it goes. Sound goes off. Can we bring it back down? And we key press timer is a bit too fast. I'm going to change mine to 1.5. So wait 1.5 before we can press the key again, and let's see what happens. Sweet, it works. But the audio plays a bit fast, so I'm going to change this speed to 4.8. Let's see how that works. Still too fast, so let me try 8. No, hold on. 3.5. What you can do is when you get the audio, just cut a few frames out or push it forward a bit and then it starts to play, because at the moment the audio I've got isn't that great. I have another one, let me try that. Gas mask. This one works perfectly, I think. Yeah, as you can see, it has a delay in the start and then it stops to play. So it works perfectly when the gas mask comes down, so it's in sync. Well guys, that's how you make the 3D gas mask. It wasn't so hard, and I hope you guys enjoyed the tutorial. And the next tutorial is going to be about the 3D Crisis HUD. Now I've been looking forward to making this. This does not use Unity's new 3D GUI. I haven't updated my Unity to the beta. I don't want to. I'm just going to wait till it's fully completed and whatnot. Then I'll cover that. But for the time being, what I have is fine. But the new GUI system is amazing, and I cannot wait to go through it with you guys. And guys, thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial as much as I did making it. Please leave me a like if you enjoyed the video. And yeah, as always guys, I'll see you next time.